At the end of their duel on Mustafar, Obi-Wan outsmarts Anakin by jumping over to the high ground. Anakin, now Darth Vader, makes the fatal mistake of attempting to jump over Obi-Wan on the high ground. With the combination of the Legends novel The Rise and Fall of Darth Vader, as well as the novelization for Episode 3, Anakin Skywalker's thoughts immediately following his loss against Obi-Wan Kenobi are revealed in detail. Obi-Wan and Anakin's brutal fight had ended far from where it began, where Padme's ship had arrived, and where Anakin had used the Force to choke his own wife, Padme. But at last, their duel was finally over. With a single swipe of his blue blade, Obi-Wan Kenobi had severed his former Padawan's legs at the knees and also his left arm. As Obi-Wan looked down at what was left of his apprentice Anakin Skywalker, with tears streaming down his face, Obi-Wan told Anakin that he was the chosen one, that he was supposed to bring balance to the Force, not leave it in darkness. As Anakin struggled to raise his head from the smoldering sand, his eyes blazed red with fury as he glared back at Obi-Wan, telling himself that he won't die like this, that he's still stronger than Obi-Wan. Even while in immense pain, Anakin was able to see his fallen lightsaber lying a short distance away. Too stunned and dazed to focus his powers, he watched with rage and hatred as Obi-Wan bent down to pick up his lightsaber, then took it with him as he began walking up the slope. Anakin kept his eyes focused on his former master, yelling that he hated him. Obi-Wan Kenobi stopped in his tracks and turned back one final time to face his old apprentice, telling him that he loved him. Immediately after, Anakin's clothes caught fire, and he was suddenly engulfed in flames. His intense screams were filled with anger as well as pain. His first instinct was to roll around and put out the flames, but because of his wounds and the red-hot stones beneath his ravaged torso, all he could do was burn. Obi-Wan walked away, leaving Anakin Skywalker to die. Somehow, through his immense pain and agony, Anakin felt one last flicker of Obi-Wan's presence before he receded from his view. The only thing Anakin could do until the flames finally burned out was scream. Anakin's mechanical right arm dug into the sand. Each time he pulled, he slid a few millimeters up the slope. He repeatedly told himself again, with each movement, hot volcanic shards scraped and tore at his roasted flesh. It took all of Anakin's concentration to shift his remains up the slope and away from the lava river. He moaned and yelled. Only his immense powers kept him from blacking out. Only his hatred for Obi-Wan Kenobi made him want to live another day. He had no idea how much time had passed before he heard a clone trooper's voice call out, "Your Majesty, this way." Then he heard his master's voice, and soon after, all Anakin saw was black. If you enjoyed the video and learned something new, feel free to like and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember, the Force will be with you always.